Hi everyone. In the final dispatch of 2021, I thought we'd actually look ahead to what might be around the corner in employment law next year, also commenting on areas where there've been stalled progress, if you like. And the first element is the employment bill, which was a result of a significant review into various areas of employment law. Disappointingly for many, a number of recommendations within the review and in the bill have not been taken forwards. And in March 2021, it was confirmed this wouldn't be introduced in the current parliamentary session. The Queen's speech said that it would be introduced when the time is right. And for information, this focuses on providing more predictable contracts for 0 hours workers, providing leave for neonatal care, leave for unpaid leave, for carers, and making flexible working the default position. All of these recommendations may well be brought forward at some point, but I understand there are more pressing issues for the government at present. Moving on to post-termination non-compete clauses, so the most restrictive type of covenant that we see in many employment contracts now. There was a consultation that closed on the 26th of February this year, with one option being to ban non-compete provisions altogether. There is no timescale for the next development, but that is something that may progress next year. Exclusivity clauses, so this relates to contracts which prevent employees from, low-paid workers from working elsewhere, particularly in casual or 0 hours contracts. The expectation is that exclusivity clauses will be banned for these types of workers, although again, the consultation closed in February and we don't have a date for implementation as yet. The Government Equalities Office is ready or waiting to respond to a recommendation to increase time limits for pregnancy and maternity discrimination claims. So at the moment there is quite a tight time scale in discrimination claims, generally of 3 months from the date of the act complained of. That is likely to be extended at some point in the future. There was an expectation that pay gap reporting would be extended. We have the gender pay gap report that has to be undertaken for large businesses at the moment. There was a proposal and a bill introduced into Parliament to increase or extend that to ethnicity pay gap reporting. That bill didn't complete its passage in the previous session, so it will be reintroduced at some point in the future. Various measures were proposed in relation to the prevention of sexual harassment in the workplace, such as the reducing the use of non-disclosure agreements, introducing a duty to prevent harassment in the workplace, extending the time limit for bringing claims, extending protection to volunteers and interns. A consultation was published on the 21st of January this year, and surprise, surprise, we are awaiting the next steps on that. An inquiry into existing discrimination legislation and workplace practices was seeking views on whether further measures needed to be introduced to support employees going through the menopause. That consultation and inquiry closed on the 17th of September. We await further news. The Information Commissioner's Office, on the exciting subject of data protection, used to produce an employment practices code, which was very helpful in giving practical guidance to employers on a number of areas relating to data protection. It's never been updated since GDPR came into force, and the ICO were consulting on what to include in the new guide. That consultation closed in October. We're very hopeful that we will have a new practices code at some point during the first half of 2022. A white paper is expected in mid-2022 in relation to the right to request workplace modifications. It was intended to apply to employees who did not have a disability for the purposes of employment law, but a response to the consultation confirmed that support would not be extended. The report that's due in mid-2022 will focus on what it calls shaping future support for health and disability. So we expect some measures to be introduced at that point. And of course, generally in April each year there are annual increases to certain rates, such as the limit on a week's pay, compensatory award, statutory maternity and paternity pay. We do know minimum wage rates will increase, particularly the national living wage, significantly from £8.91 to £9.50 per hour, and we await increases in other statutory limits as well. So I think it's a case of watch this space for 2022. There's little proposed that will actually take effect, but there are a number of consultations which have closed, and we will update you once we have further news in each case. If you do need any further advice on current legislation or changes that are proposed in the future, please do contact us. Visit the website chadwicklawrence.co.uk or email employmenthub@chadlaw.co.uk. Thank you.